After 60, your body starts losing muscle, fast. Even if you stay active, you can lose up to 8% per decade. But here's the shocker, it's not just aging. It's what's missing from your plate. Most seniors unknowingly skip 7 key foods that feed and protect muscle. Without them, strength fades. And independence slips away. One man thought he was doing everything right, walking daily, eating healthy. But within a year, stairs felt like mountains. Then he added just 3 of these missing foods. And what happened next surprised even his doctor. If staying strong, mobile, and independent matters to you or someone you love, tap like so more people see this. And hit subscribe for real advice you can use today. Maybe you've noticed it. Not something dramatic. Not pain. Just a quiet shift in how your body moves. Lifting the groceries feels heavier, not because they changed, but because you did. Your legs get tired faster, even when you haven't done much. And sometimes, standing up from a chair takes just a second longer than it used to. You brush it off. Maybe tell yourself you're just a little tired, or that it's normal for your age. But deep down, a quiet voice asks, why does this feel harder than it used to? You haven't stopped being active. You still go for walks. You try to eat right. So why does your strength feel like it's slipping away? The truth is, this is how muscle loss sneaks in. It's slow. Subtle. You don't wake up one day feeling frail. It shows up in tiny ways: the wobble when you step off a curb, the extra effort to carry a laundry basket, the sudden hesitation when reaching for something high up. No one warned you about this. No one said that muscle loss doesn't wait for you to become inactive. It starts silently, even while you're still doing all the right things. Because without the right fuel, your body can't hold on to the strength you've built. And what's worse? When you feel this change, you start to doubt your body. You move slower. You avoid certain things. You lose a little confidence, and a lot of freedom. But it doesn't have to stay this way. Have you felt yourself getting weaker, even though nothing really changed in your routine? Maybe walking upstairs feels different, or your balance just isn't what it used to be. Tell me in the comments. Your story might help someone else feel a little less alone. I once worked with a woman, let's call her Denise. She was 67, retired, and took pride in staying active. Every morning, she'd walk her dog. She cooked healthy meals. She even joined a local dance class once a week. By all accounts, she was doing everything right. But during one of our first conversations, she said something that stuck with me. It's strange, I feel like I'm slowly deflating. My clothes still fit. I weigh the same. But my body doesn't feel like mine anymore. She wasn't complaining, just observing. Her arms didn't feel as firm. Her legs felt a bit more hollow, like there was less substance there. And she was starting to feel just a little unsteady, especially on uneven ground. She brushed it off at first. After all, she was still moving fine. Still active. Still independent. But 6 months later, she stepped out of her car after grocery shopping. Her leg just gave out. She didn't fall hard. It was more like a collapse. A sharp pain shot through her hip. At first, she thought she just twisted something. But at the ER, the doctor looked her in the eye and said, "You've torn a muscle. And the real problem isn't the fall, it's what was happening in your body long before this day." Denise was stunned. She asked how it could happen so easily. She wasn't sick. She wasn't inactive. Then the doctor gave it to her straight. "You've been quietly losing muscle for years, because your body didn't have the nutrients it needed to hold on to it." It wasn't about aging. It wasn't about laziness. It was about missing building blocks, foods her muscles needed just to survive. That moment was her wake-up call. And for many people over 60, it comes too late, after the stumble, after the injury, after the confidence is already gone. But the good news? For Denise, that moment was the beginning of a powerful change. Here's the part most seniors are never told, and it's costing them their strength. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just about not moving enough. It's about what you feed your muscles. Yes, exercise matters. But without the right foods, your body can't keep up. Because every time you walk, stretch, or even stand from a chair, you're creating tiny tears in your muscles. That's normal, it's how the body gets stronger. But only if it has the nutrients to repair and rebuild. Without them, those micro tears don't heal fully. They compound. You feel weaker. Recovery takes longer. And little by little, your body loses its ability to hold itself up. Now here's the frustrating part. Most seniors are actually avoiding the very foods that fuel this repair. Not on purpose, but because of old advice, diet trends, or fear. They've been told to cut fat, reduce protein, or avoid certain ingredients. They're worried about cholesterol or calories. So they play it safe. But in trying to protect their health, they're starving their muscles. And no amount of walking, stretching, or light weights can overcome a body that isn't being fed what it truly needs. It's like trying to build a house without bricks. You can hammer all you want. But without the right materials, the walls will never go up. So if you've been losing strength, feeling unsteady, or just not bouncing back like you used to, it may have nothing to do with aging and everything to do with what's missing from your plate. And that brings us to the 7 powerful foods that can flip the switch and help your body hold on to the strength it still remembers. Food number 1, eggs, with the yolk. Let's start with one of the most misunderstood, and most powerful, muscle-saving foods, eggs. Yes, with the yolk. Denise, the woman I told you about, used to avoid eggs like they were poison. She had heard all the warnings over the years: too much cholesterol, bad for your heart, only eat the whites. So she skipped them. Or worse, she'd make egg white omelets and toss the yolks straight into the trash. But here's what she didn't know, and what most people over 60 still don't realize: the yolk is where the magic lives. That golden center contains leucine, an essential amino acid your muscles need to trigger repair. Think of leucine as the ignition switch. Without it, your body won't start the process of rebuilding muscle, no matter how much protein you eat. It's like stacking bricks beside a half-built house, but never sending in the crew to finish the job. Once Denise learned this, she stopped fearing eggs and started using them. But she kept it simple. She boiled 3 eggs at a time. That's it. She'd keep them in the fridge, ready for a quick breakfast, a snack, or to slice over a salad. No frying. No mess. No stress. And after just a couple of weeks, she noticed something. She said, "I just feel more solid. Like my legs aren't made of paper anymore." Her strength didn't come from the gym. It came from finally giving her body the signal it needed to rebuild. So if you've been skipping eggs, or tossing the yolks, it might be time to rethink what you've been told. Because sometimes, the very thing we've been taught to fear is the one thing our muscles have been missing. Food number 2, Greek yogurt. This one change surprised Denise the most. She didn't expect something so simple to make such a difference. But once she made the switch, she noticed it fast: less soreness after walks, more energy getting out of bed, and fewer cravings between meals. What did she change? She swapped her usual evening snack, a cookie, a granola bar, sometimes just toast, for a bowl of plain Greek yogurt. Now here's why that mattered. Greek yogurt is rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein that works while you sleep. Most people focus on what they eat during the day. But your body does some of its most important repair work at night. And muscles don't rebuild from air, they need steady, lasting fuel. Think of casein like a slow-release drip of nutrients. It feeds your muscles gently, hour by hour, instead of all at once like fast-burning proteins. So while Denise was sleeping, her muscles were healing. That meant less stiffness the next morning, and more strength to carry into the day. And there's more. Greek yogurt is also packed with calcium, which supports muscle contractions and bone strength, a critical combo for anyone over 60. But the key was keeping it simple. No flavored yogurts loaded with sugar. Just plain Greek yogurt, maybe with a few berries or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Denise called it her evening recharge. It satisfied her sweet tooth, helped her sleep better, and gave her body exactly what it needed when it needed it most. So if nighttime has become a time of stiffness, soreness, or waking up tired, you might not need more sleep. You might need better recovery fuel. And a single bowl of Greek yogurt could be your easiest win yet. Food number 3, lentils. Denise had never even heard of lentils before her doctor mentioned them. "They're like beans, right?" she asked. Sort of, but these tiny legumes would become one of her biggest muscle-saving secrets. At first, she was skeptical. She thought lentils were bland, maybe too hard to cook, or just a health nut food. But once she gave them a shot, she was hooked, and now she calls them her meatless muscle meal. Why? Because lentils are packed with plant-based protein, fiber, iron, and critical minerals your muscles depend on. But more importantly, they're accessible. No fancy ingredients, no expensive prep. Just soak, simmer, season, and you've got a nutrient-dense meal that keeps your body going strong. What makes lentils so effective for people over 60 is twofold. 1. High protein without the fat or cost of meat. Lentils provide about 18 grams of protein per cup. That's almost as much as a chicken breast, but without the saturated fat or digestive heaviness that can come with meat as we age. They're especially useful on days you want something lighter but still powerful enough to preserve your strength. 2. Slow digesting fuel that supports muscle recovery because they're loaded with fiber and complex carbs. Lentils digest slowly, meaning your muscles get a steady supply of energy, not just a quick spike and crash. That matters when you're trying to stay active and avoid fatigue. Denise started cooking them once a week in big batches. She'd add carrots, onion, maybe some garlic and herbs. Sometimes she'd throw them in soup. Other times, over rice or salad. She even made a lentil stew with turmeric, a simple anti-inflammatory boost that helped her joints, too. Her body responded within weeks. She wasn't winded walking uphill anymore. She said, "I feel like I'm feeding my muscles, not just filling my stomach." So if you've been unsure about what to eat when you want protein but not meat, lentils are your friend. Easy to make. Easy to digest. And easier than you think. To grow stronger. Food number 4, salmon. When Denise started focusing on rebuilding her muscle, she didn't just want to feel stronger, she wanted to feel better. She wanted to stop feeling achy after long walks, and she wanted to have energy that lasted all day. That's when we added salmon into her routine. Now, you've probably heard about the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids, but let me break it down for you, because this is important. Omega-3s aren't just good for your heart. They're a game changer for muscle recovery, joint health, and fighting inflammation, which can be a silent saboteur as we age. Here's the thing, muscle loss after 60 isn't just about weakness. It's also about the pain and inflammation that stop you from moving and that constant ache that holds you back from fully enjoying life. Omega-3s from salmon work to reduce that inflammation, giving your muscles a better environment to rebuild and thrive. And the beauty of it? You don't need to eat salmon every day, even once a week is enough to see real changes. Just one serving, whether it's grilled, baked, or even in a salad, can have a profound effect. When Denise made this switch, she didn't just notice less pain. Her muscles started responding quicker to activity. She was lifting things without feeling stiff the next day. Her legs felt less tight, like she could walk further without paying for it later. Plus, salmon is an excellent source of protein, which is crucial for muscle repair, and it's full of vitamin D, which helps with calcium absorption and bone strength. If you're worried about the cost, don't be. You don't need to buy fresh wild-caught fillets every time. Even canned or frozen salmon works wonders and can be a more affordable option. Denise found that eating a small portion on her meal prep day meant she could add healthy fats to her week without the fuss. And the best part? She felt stronger, younger, and more confident. So if you want to give your muscles a boost, and your body some much-needed relief, try adding salmon to your meals just once a week. Your muscles will thank you. Food number 5, pumpkin seeds. Denise used to snack on crackers. Sometimes chips. Just a handful, she'd say, but those little handfuls added up to a whole lot of nothing for her muscles. That's when I handed her a small bag of pumpkin seeds. At first, she laughed. Bird food? Not even close. These tiny green seeds turned out to be one of the most powerful muscle-supporting snacks she'd ever tried. Why? Because pumpkin seeds are loaded with magnesium and zinc, two minerals most seniors are quietly missing. Let's talk about magnesium first. Magnesium helps your muscles contract and relax properly. Without enough of it, you might feel more cramps, tightness, or random twitches. It also plays a huge role in energy production. If your muscles feel sluggish, like they're dragging, a magnesium deficiency could be the hidden reason. Then there's zinc. Zinc supports muscle repair and helps your body use protein efficiently. It also strengthens your immune system, which becomes more important as you age. And the combo of magnesium plus zinc? That's like a secret handshake for keeping your strength and mobility intact. Here's what Denise did, she started sprinkling pumpkin seeds onto her salad at lunch. Sometimes into her morning yogurt. And every so often, she'd just grab a small handful before her evening walk. No prep. No cooking. Just real minerals from real food, in a form her body could actually absorb. Within a few weeks, she noticed her legs weren't as stiff after sitting. She had fewer nighttime cramps. And her afternoon energy dip? Gone. The best part? Pumpkin seeds are affordable, shelf-stable, and super easy to add to almost anything. You can toss them into soups, blend them into smoothies, or just keep a small jar by your favorite chair. A handful a day could quietly give your muscles exactly what they've been missing. So if you want a simple snack that truly supports strength, skip the empty carbs. Go for the seeds that feed your body what it needs to stay strong, mobile, and sharp. Pumpkin seeds aren't bird food. They're longevity fuel. Food number 6, bone broth. Denise used to say her knees talked to her. Every time she stood up, crack. Climbed stairs, pop. Tried to kneel down in the garden, groan. But what really scared her wasn't the noise, it was the feeling that her joints were becoming less trustworthy. She told me, "I still have strength. But it feels like my frame is falling apart." That's when we added bone broth. Not a trend. Not a gimmick. Just real, time-tested nourishment your body deeply understands, especially after 60. Bone broth is packed with collagen, gelatin, glucosamine, and amino acids, all of which directly support connective tissue, joint health, and muscle recovery. Think of your body like a suspension bridge. Your muscles are the cables, but your joints and connective tissue are the anchors. And if those anchors start to break down, your strength doesn't matter, you'll still feel unstable. Here's what's magical about bone broth. It provides the raw materials your body needs to repair and rebuild those anchor points. Ligaments, tendons, cartilage. The stuff that no protein shake or salad can fully deliver. Denise started drinking a warm mug of bone broth every evening. No salt, no spice, just pure, slow-cooked nourishment. Sometimes store-bought, sometimes homemade in her crock-pot. After 2 weeks, her joints felt smoother. Her knees didn't wince every time she got up. She said, "I feel more connected. Like my body parts are finally working together again." There's also a bonus. Bone broth is rich in glycine, an amino acid that supports muscle control, sleep, and cognitive clarity. So sipping it at night helped her sleep deeper and feel sharper in the morning. If you've been feeling creaky, stiff, or like your joints are rusting, this is one of the easiest daily changes you can make. Just one warm cup a day, like a soothing tea, can help your body heal from the inside out. Denise didn't need pain pills or joint creams. She needed real nourishment. And bone broth gave her body what it had been quietly craving. So if your joints are whispering, or shouting, for help, this might be the most comforting and powerful step you can take. Food number 7, berries, especially blueberries. Denise used to push through her walks, even when her legs felt like lead. "It's like my muscles run out of fuel halfway through," she said. No pain. Just that frustrating, heavy fatigue. And no one could explain why. That's when I asked her about her fruit. She said she didn't eat much, maybe a banana here or there. But berries? I thought those were just for dessert. Turns out, berries, especially blueberries, are a secret weapon for muscle recovery and energy. They're not just healthy. They're functional fuel for aging muscles. Here's why. Blueberries are rich in polyphenols and antioxidants that fight inflammation. But more importantly for seniors, they improve circulation. Better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles when they're working hard. And more waste gets cleared out afterward. Think of your blood vessels like a highway. When you eat processed foods or skip important nutrients, that highway clogs. Berries? They help clear the road, so everything moves faster and smoother. And when your circulation improves, your muscles recover faster. And you start to feel stronger, even after simple walks or household chores. Denise started adding a small bowl of frozen blueberries to her breakfast. Some days it was oatmeal. Other times, just a scoop on top of Greek yogurt. Within a few weeks, she noticed a difference. She could climb hills without that sudden dead leg feeling. Her energy didn't crash halfway through the day. And she even started walking farther, simply because her body felt ready. There's also research showing blueberries may reduce oxidative stress on muscles after activity, which means less soreness, and faster bounce back. You don't need a lot. Just a handful a day, fresh or frozen, can support blood flow, energy, and strength. Berries aren't candy. They're one of nature's most powerful restorative foods for aging bodies. So if you felt like your strength fades too fast or your recovery takes too long, don't overlook something so simple. Because sometimes, the smallest foods make the biggest difference. And with berries, you're not just eating well, you're fueling a comeback. 3 weeks after Denise started adding these 7 foods, she noticed something strange. Not dramatic at first, but real. She wasn't collapsing into chairs anymore. She was lowering herself. She didn't have to brace to get out of bed. She just got up. And one afternoon, after hanging laundry in the backyard, she paused. The basket was in her hand, one hand. No wobble. No hesitation. She looked down at it and laughed. I hadn't carried it like this in years, she said. Didn't even realize I did it. Until I did. That's the moment she understood. This wasn't just about strength, it was about something waking back up. A quiet part of her that had gone dormant. Confidence. Control. Pride. That spark? That's not just inspiration. That's muscle memory coming back online. The body remembering how to trust itself and the mind finally relaxing because it knows, you've got this. Her walks got longer. Her naps got shorter. She even started playing light pickleball with her neighbor again. But the biggest change wasn't physical. It was how she carried herself. Shoulders back. Eyes up. A quiet calm, like she'd reclaimed something. And all of it began with what she put on her plate. No protein powders. No supplements. No complicated routines. Just real food, eaten with purpose. It's a kind of freedom most people over 60 don't realize they can get back. But once you feel it, even in the smallest moments, it becomes addicting. Because the laundry basket? That wasn't the victory. The victory was that Denise didn't second guess herself. She didn't think she could do it. She just did. And that's the power of fueling your body right. Losing muscle isn't inevitable. It's not just part of getting older. That's a lie too many people believe, until it's too late. The real danger isn't age, it's neglect. Neglecting your body's needs. Neglecting the warning signs. And worst of all, neglecting your worth. You see, this isn't about building big biceps or chasing some ideal. It's about keeping your freedom. Being able to step off a curb without thinking twice. To bend down, pick up your grandchild, and feel steady doing it. Go for a walk and come home feeling energized, not defeated. Because when you lose muscle, you don't just lose strength. You lose confidence. Balance. Safety. Even small pleasures, like gardening, carrying groceries, or dancing in the kitchen. And here's the truth no one tells you, you can get it back. But only if you act. That's the hope, and the urgency. Because the longer you wait, the harder the climb. But the moment you start, your body listens. It's still on your side. It just needs the right signal. And that signal starts with fuel. Whole, simple foods that nourish your muscles. Foods that older adults desperately need, and rarely get enough of. Eggs. Greek yogurt. Lentils. Salmon. Pumpkin seeds. Bone broth. Berries. These aren't just healthy options. They're your muscles' survival kit. And your results won't just show up in the mirror. They'll show up in your energy, your posture, your peace of mind. Have you ever had a moment where your body failed you, and it shocked you? A misstep, a loss of balance, a task that felt harder than it used to? What did it cost you, and what helped you recover? Leave a comment. Your story could help someone feel seen, or even save them from a similar moment. And if this helped you, or reminded you of someone you love, tap that subscribe button. You join a growing community where aging isn't feared, it's fought for. Strong. Smart. Supported. Because here's what I believe, and I hope you do too, you are not fading. You're not broken. You're not past your prime. You're just missing the fuel your muscles need to fight for you. So feed your strength. Because it's still there waiting for your signal.